We saw this season some really banger goals. There was a long shot from Harry Kane, for example, and some other ones. Many of them are contenders of the Puskas award. But last week, the world had the pleasure to see one of the most beautiful goals in the Premier League ever. Last Sunday, the 26th of November, Manchester United met Everton at the Goodison Park, and after only 3 minutes, it was Garnacho's time to shine.
Ahead of him, Dalot, who gets the ball into the penalty area. What a goal!
Everyone celebrated this goal, and many people are convinced that this goal will win Garnacho the Puskas award. Also, there were many people who compared this goal to that from his GOAT, Cristiano Ronaldo, in 2018 in the Champions League quarterfinals against Juventus Turin. That's right, the GOAT of the Argentinian youngster isn't Messi, it's Cristiano. And there was a rumor that Messi unfollowed Garnacho on Instagram after he called CR7 the GOAT. But for first, how did this wonder kid start his career, and what was his path until he could reach the starting 11 from Manchester United? Garnacho was born on the 1st July 2004 in Madrid. While his father was Spain, he had an Argentine mother. In 2015, at the age of 11, he joined the youth academy of Atletico Madrid, after being at Getafe. In October 2020, Manchester United could convince him to join their youth academy, and so he moved to England. United even had to pay a transfer fee of £420,000 to Atletico. At the under-18 team, he won the Youth FA Cup, where he made an incredible solo goal in the game against Everton, and scored twice in the final against Nottingham Forest. He even won the Youth Player of the Year award in May 2022. Prior, he could already experience Premier League football from the bench for a few games, and then made his professional debut on the 28th of April at the age of 17. He was substituted against Chelsea in the 1-1 draw. Last season, he became the shirt number 49, but had to start the season with games in the AFL Trophy for the under-21, where he also scored against Barrow. Then, on the 27th of October, he finally made his starting debut in the Europa League against Sheriff Tiraspol, where they won 3-0. After his starting debut, manager Erik ten Hag praised him for his good performance and improvement, especially in his attitude. A week later, in the Europa League, he then scored his first professional goal against Real Sociedad. And of all players, the assist came from his idol Cristiano Ronaldo. 10 days later, he scored then again, his first Premier League goal, and it was an important last-minute winner against Fulham. In March, he then suffered an ankle ligament injury against Southampton and was out for several months. In this period, he signed a new long-term contract with United until June 2028. After being out for 2 months, he directly scored on the 13th of May in a 2-0 win against Wolverhampton. For this season, he changed his shirt number again to the number 17. He actually really wanted the number 7 of his idol Ronaldo, because it became available after his departure to Al Nassr, but Manchester United gave it to the new signing Mason Mount. Then, last week, like we already said, he scored this absolutely wonderful bicycle kick from 13-meter distance and scored again on Wednesday in the 3-3 draw against Galatasaray Istanbul in the UCL group stage. With some players injured, suspended, or in a bad form at Manchester United, he really could use his chances in the starting 11 and is on fire now. National team wise, he could decide between Spain and Argentina, and after he was called up for the Argentinian national team, he made his debut this June in a friendly against Australia. However, he hasn't yet scored a goal for the national team and was also not nominated for last year's World Cup in Qatar. Although Garnacho's idol is Ronaldo, he's more reminiscent of another Portuguese winger from Manchester United, Nani. the Portuguese was known for his overlapping and shot feints. Garnacho, who is 1.80 meters tall, is about the same height as Nani, and also his biggest strength is his dribbling. With his tight ball control and low center of gravity, he always managed to play his opponent dizzy. He is also very unpredictable, as he never does the same thing twice and adapts and improvises to the situation. Last year, he had one of the best stats in the Premier League with around 6 progressive dribbles per 90 minutes. His speed also helps him, even if he is not a speed monster like Vinicius Jr. or Ronaldo when he was still at United. His defensive work must also be praised. His willingness to help out defensively is great. Last season, he was even one of the best defensive wingers in Europe's top 5 leagues, with around 2 interceptions per 90 minutes. We can also mention his weaknesses here, which is of course absolutely normal for a 19-year-old. His passing is still rather weak. Even if he doesn't make many bad passes, it is noticeable that he still plays too many safety passes. He still has too little creativity in his game and doesn't create enough chances for his teammates. With 24 appearances, 6 goals and 3 assists last season, Garnacho had a good rate, considering that he almost always comes from the bench. With Marcus Rashford, he also had the best winger of the previous season on his favourite position, the left wing, in front of his nose. With 100 million purchase Anthony, the fit Jadon Sancho, and also Anthony Elanga, who played great in the meantime, he had even more competition on the wing. That's why it was talked about loaning Garnacho out to a smaller club in the summer to gain more playtime. However, due to the sale of Elanga and Erik ten Hag, who thinks a lot of Garnacho and promotes him well, he stayed at Man U, but he hasn't really been able to show that much this season. Only 1 goal in the Premier League in 11 games, even though he was often allowed to play from the start due to the Sancho suspension and Anthony's poor performances. However, with Man U's poor performances this season, you can't really blame him for that. The extension of his contract until 2028 also make it clear that Garnacho will stay at Manchester in the next years. However, due to his roots in Madrid and his idol Cristiano, it could well be that he will play for Real Madrid at some point in his career. There have also been rumors that Real Madrid were interested in him in the summer, and still are. But where exactly he would play at Real, with Vinicius Jr. on the left and Rodrigo on the right, remains a mystery to us. Garnacho has also just become father for the first time with his girlfriend Eva Garcia. With his sweet gesture when he gave a young fan his boots after the game against Everton and his good performances, he's already a fan favorite at Man United. With his imitation Ronaldo celebrations of the goals, he reminds Man U fans of the good old days, and at the latest, with his incredible overhead kick, which is almost an imitation of Wayne Rooney's overhead kick against City, he has written himself into the history books at Manchester United. So guys, we can't think of too many overhead kicks like that, but Bale's, Ronaldo's or Zlatan's can certainly hold their own. Why don't you write us in the comments if you think Garnacho will win the Puskas award with this goal, and if you think he will have a top career or even win a Ballon d'Or in the future.